My name is Christian Stewart. I'm the founder of a company called Family Legacy Asia, and I advise Asian families on family governance. I think this is something that family enterprises will always think about, whether it's a business-owning family or a financial family. And the answer is a little bit paradoxical, because the thinking that most people would have is that you need to keep your children or your next generation very close to the family and the family business. But actually it's counterintuitive, because if you give your children a chance to get away from the business and to sort of develop as mature, independent adults, when they come back to the business, they'll be much better stewards, whether that's in a management role or an ownership role of the business. So if you want to teach the next generation to be stewards, you should invest in the dreams of the next generation and encourage them to have their own space away from the family. Well, I tend to think of family wealth in terms of this three-circle model, which is family system, ownership system, and a management system. So management of the business or management of the investment portfolio. And a lot of wealth creators, they tend to think the most important area to focus on is the management. Who's got the skill to manage the portfolio? Who's got the skill to manage the business? But in fact, ownership is more important over the long term than management. And the area to focus on is the family circle. They should focus on family system issues, because if they don't invest in family relationships, family harmony, family communication, the family cannot survive through transitions. So the area to focus is the family system. So people set up trusts and people set up other fiduciary structures, and they set it up to invest in family financial capital and to preserve family financial capital. But family wealth can be looked at in terms of financial capital, but you also have human capital, intellectual capital, social capital of the family. Social capital you can deal with through family philanthropy. But a lot of trusts tend to lock up the financial capital and can have a negative effect, an entropic effect on the beneficiaries of the trust. So some family trusts over the long term will hurt family human capital. So the question is, can you turn around the family trust structure and actually use it to help invest in the family human capital? So how can you use a trust or other fiduciary structure to send a positive message to the beneficiaries? This is something that people in the wealth management industry, people in the fiduciary services industry should be thinking about. I think one way that you can do it is you set up a structure. You say the mission of this structure is to enhance the lives of the beneficiaries. We're going to define what it means to enhance their lives. We're going to institutionalize a process of maybe annual meetings with the beneficiaries to ask how they're doing. Are they integrating the family wealth into their life? Are they going through developmental stages without undue challenges? Are they, in Asia, a common one is how do you integrate Western values and Asian values? So a lot of these things are softer issues and qualitative issues. And you want to institutionalize a process that they're actually getting help on those issues through the trust. And so one way that you can do that is you create a mentoring committee under the trust that is responsible for looking at qualitative issues in the lives of the beneficiaries. I think in Asian, so I'm always dealing with Asian families. Asian families have a huge communication gap between generations, but I think this probably can happen in families all over the world. One way to bridge the communication gap is to have regular family meetings. I think my definition of a family meeting is a communication forum where it's safe for people to express, to talk about important issues, and where the communication is horizontal. So everybody is safe to say what they think, and so it's a little bit different. So a family meeting is different from most families' normal communication dynamics. I think to get to horizontal communication in a family meeting, most families will need an outside facilitator to help help change the communication dynamics. So one bridge is the family meeting. Another bridge, and this resonates a lot with Asian families, is this idea of having a family elder. A family elder means somebody, not necessarily a family member, but could be an uncle or an aunt, or could be somebody who's so trusted by the family that they're treated like an uncle or an aunt, but they may not actually be related. But an elder is somebody who can communicate to both the older generation and the younger generation. So the ideal elder is somebody who can bridge a communication gap, but who will keep connected to both the older generation and the younger generation, but who can ultimately step out of the way and let the two generations talk together. So family elders is another good bridge between generations. So why do people set up family offices? People set up family offices to preserve family wealth. I've said the place to focus on is family system issues, family circle issues, which are things like qualitative issues, family relationships, relationship skills. So family offices should be thinking about, okay, how can we help invest in family human capital, family intellectual capital, and probably that needs bringing in people who have got skills as advisors on qualitative issues. So they're people from helping professions, people who are coaches, psychologists, family systems theory people. But I think the key thing for the family office to think about, especially the single family office, is are they doing this in an institutionalized way? Have they got, as part of their ongoing advisory team, people who are helping on the qualitative issues with the family?